Welcome to Laughing Trails podcast, where adventure meets the absurdity of real life. Our trail as an interability couple is unique, and many times we are designing new paths along the way. In times of harsh environments, finding community and connection is a vital aspect in thriving. We need to know we aren't alone. These are the conversations that emerge as we hike new trails in the Colorado Rockies. Remember, we are only two voices in the disability community. Therefore, we are only responsible for our own adventures and we are not responsible for yours. So take care as you blaze your own trail. This episode is sponsored by Barton Cutter Coaching. If you are looking for a mentor or leadership coach on your journey, reach out to Barton directly at laughingtrails.com to learn more. If something in our storytelling resonates with you, please subscribe to our podcast and support us on Patreon, patreon.com/laughingtrails, as it will help our voices become more visible. So today we are going to do visual descriptors first. Barton.
We're finally catching up with doing right,
So Barton Cutter is a white male with a bald head and blue eyes. Also wearing glasses today. He uses a motorized wheelchair. He has on a Hawaiian black shirt with tan palm trees print. And he is sitting in our living room behind him. Our husky Tundra is lying on the sofa. She might come out and play later. We also have Jenny Moorfield, our ASL interpreter, who is a white woman with red hair and brown eyes, also wearing glasses today. All three of us are. She is wearing a black t-shirt with a black background behind her. And I am Megan Cutter, and I am a white woman who I just got my hair done yesterday. So I have brown hair, which is very curly, and brown eyes. And I am wearing glasses, and I also wear hearing aids. And I am sitting in my office, and behind me there is a Japanese print and a picture of the mountains, as well as a bookcase and some other paintings behind me.
Alright, awesome. So, yeah, you may have noticed if you've been listening to us that our introduction was a bit different. And we've been out here in Colorado adventuring for a while. And like everything, we've evolved. And with that, we've been having the sense that this podcast needs to evolve somewhat. Um, because one of the most important things to us has been and continues to be some of the conversations that we find ourselves in while we are adventuring. Um, so, oof, so because of that, we've been pondering what our vision actually is for this space. Um, and we found some interesting things. Love,
Yeah, I think
wow,
there's an acknowledgement that the environment has changed as well. And our conversations on hiking trails have gotten deeper into how do we thrive in an environment that seems really challenging right now. And challenging not only for us, but the entire disability community. So there's an acknowledgement that coming together in community and talking about different ways that we're navigating through these challenges. And don't worry, we're still gonna have our spark as we do. Barton's gonna bring some
as
laughter.
always.
And we're gonna dive into joy some today. That there's the acknowledgement that things are really hard.
Mhm. No, I don't think we've ever shared this explicitly, but we actually have a vision for, for the podcast. Um, it feels appropriate to share that based on where we're gonna be going. Um, so, for us, well, I think because I don't have it in front of me, love, would
Yeah,
you share?
so our vision is actually written on a board in my office, and is to offer a voice of love, depth, and joy amidst challenging times.
So, so, while we may have done some of that, I think we both agree that we could do that better. And especially in this environment where stuff is shifting so fast and it's having some profound impacts on people's lives that feels even more important to us. So we just wanted to be transparent about that and share that with you before that.
And sadly, some of the freedoms in the disability community are being walked back. And as individuals and as a couple together, we are having to find different ways around that to ensure that we are able to thrive. And we know other people are in the same position that we are.
Yeah, it's like one day that we are both aware of is that um, for various reasons we we find ourselves with some privileges that that um that we know not everyone has. So with that, we, with that privilege, there's also a sense of responsibility to offer what we can in a way that might ease another person's journey.
And one of those gaps that we found is how do we find happiness and joy in times that feel really rough or when the days are just really challenging?
Yeah, yeah, because with especially now with so much uncertainty in the environment, it, it can be easy to get wrapped up in that uncertainty and the anxiety that can come with that. So, so yeah, um, I, I think in our personal dynamic, uh, making it deal with that in very different ways. Uh, some of them overlap, but some of them don't. And I think what I love about us as a couple is that that unique overlap blends in such a way that we can rely on each other for the other person's unique strengths.
Yeah. And I like this metaphor of a lake. And so for me, there's all this drama and activity happening on the surface. And if you can get underneath that into like the depths of the water, there's a calm and a peacefulness that's harder to tap, but it's really important in these times.
Yeah, and I think that's such a big part of what prompted us to come out to Colorado
Mhm.
because for making especially be outside in nature eh, helps her tap into that depth. It does for me also, but I have other ways that I can do that without being outside. Um, like meditation and, and I, I also find that I get to tell that whenever I was talking to clients or or pretty much anyone. Whenever I ask provocative questions, I, I get to feel uh, a hint of that depth, and for me, that goes a long way.
I start out every morning walking Tundra way too early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And, and in the summertime, it's perfect because it's the time before dawn when there's a line of magenta and orange and a soft blue that rise up over the horizon. And that moment allows me to tap into like the depthness that we're talking about. So it's interesting because for you, it's more conversation and interaction with others.
Mhm.
And for me, it's finding those really quiet times to tap into the environment around me.
Oh, don't give it all. I need my quiet time too. Like, I tend to meditate for an hour and a half or 2 hours a day, which for a lot of people that's a lot. For not too much. But, but I like, I like when you point that, um, whether we are in quiet or conversation, there's this quality of spaciousness that is really vital for both of us, and it helps us manage the other stuff of the day when it gets busy and loud and frantic.
Mhm.
There's, there's still um, that underpinning of spaciousness that we both start off with.
And I didn't realize spaciousness was a value to hold. I know we were having a conversation the other day where um, I was talking about the magic and awe of when we first moved to Colorado. And it's not that it's lost that luster, but I was trying to tap into that awe a little bit more. And we were had mentioned spaciousness, and I really love how this space provides the element of wonder and awe to come into the present moment, or even if we're making a hard decision, having space allows for us to make a better decision or to think about it differently.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, as I recall, you came to that insight on the first time on the way back from South Mountain
Yeah.
because that's such an important point for us, or spot for us. Um, but it took you a while to really process how important that was.
Yeah, and now there's this question of how do we create more spaciousness in our day?
And sometimes it's important taking a 5 minute break on the phone to stare at the mountains,
Yeah.
even when it's really hot or really cold.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, because I have to bring this into our conversation, right?
Of course,
Um, when we go out on our adventures or when we go somewhere new, there's an element of excitement that I get inside that like I can be right in the moment and anticipate like what are we gonna find?
and it's never what we expect.
No, it's never what we expect.
Um, at the moment, what's coming to mind is a concert we went to last month at Red Rocks because we're always there. But it was with um, Yo-Yo Ma and the Colorado Symphony. And this, we were just enjoying the music so much. And we go do what we always do, which is being a little cutesy, holding hands, and, and loving on each other. And a woman in the row or two behind us tapped on our shoulder at intermission uh, and, and said, yeah,
Yeah, it was so funny. She was like, I have a gift for you. And she had taken a video of us behind us. So it showed our backs, but she was so interested in our relationship together, just holding hands and being very lovey and cutesy with each other. And so she airdropped the video over to us, which was so much fun, and it gave an insight into um, maybe others catching on to there's some spark or something about the two of us together.
yeah, it was one of those rare moments where we get to see some glimpse of our impact on a random stranger. And it just added an extra thought of amazingness onto an already amazing evening.
Yeah, and it was so funny because I think she was more interested in us than the music. Um, and it really was,
And
it was really interesting I don't always think about the impact we have when we're out in in our community, but we all have that impact with others.
Mm,
Yeah.
whether we recognize it or not.
Yeah.
I would say that cultivating an appreciation for that and being intentional about it is one of the other important aspects in helping us connect within community and and navigate situations which otherwise would be considered less than ideal.
Yeah, it is finding ourselves in those interesting places where there's curiosity that comes into play, um, and a level of presence and community with others.
Mm. I love that you are bringing up curiosity. Good. I think that as I observe uh, what's going on at the system level, uh, there's so much fear, interpretation around where systems of support are going. Um, I find that in my personal experience, being able to be curious about what I can create out of nothing is really oh, not only what I can create, but what I can create in combination with other people. It can be such a powerful antidote to fear, um, especially when the oh, the 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 known answers are going away more and more.
Yeah, there's something about creating something from nothing, or that metaphor of like what can you create from here, no matter where here is. And I love what you're speaking to in terms of finding strength and resilience with others and receiving, being able to receive those gifts in our communities.
Oh, yeah, uh, yeah. Uh, it's very important for me. I have a hope that will become more important going forward. Um, so, look, I'm curious what what else is coming up for you as we talk about all of this?
So there's this fun story that I want to tell. Last week when we were at the park, we found ourselves arriving just as a storm cloud was coming closer and closer to us. And we,
It was a big dog thunderstorm, which I love to play.
and the lightning and the thunder was getting really close to us. And Barton was telling this story about his dad and lightning right as we were walking in the through a little field where there were no trees right around us, and the lightning was like right there. And I was so
I thought it was for me.
it was appropriate, but I was freaking out because I was like, we're gonna get hit by lightning. And it was
Okay.
it was exhilarating at the same time.
And we're both grounded. He had rubber shoes and I had rubber tires.
And when we had gotten at the end of the end of the walkway or the sidewalk, I was talking about how exhilarated I felt, like alive. There was an aliveness or an energy that was so present. And I just want to mention that here because I think we can get caught up in the when things feel harsh, they feel heavy, right? Some of our conversations can be heavy. And in times of like these really hard places or places where there's fear, there can also be other emotions along with that fear. And that can like help us feel that aliveness to get us through.
Yeah, and it takes practice, right?
Yeah.
It takes practice to notice the other emotions and dial them up with when they might not naturally be as prominent as the main feeling tone.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild day.
I've always loved thunderstorms. Yeah. Well, back before we moved out here, you know, there's a lot more rain and storms in North Carolina, and inevitably I would choose to just walk right before it. And of course, every time that would lead to us getting stuck in the middle of a torrential downpour.
Oh, and I would be drenched.
We both would. I would love it, and maybe it would be. let's just say less than pleased.
But it's such a good lesson, right? Because we're gonna get caught in all these storms. And just like you said, it takes practice to tap into the emotions and move through them.
You yeah, cultivating joy is really, really, really important. Um, it's, I would say, sorry, sorry for the tangent, but in, in Western culture, I would say it's an undervalued practice.
Mhm. And cultivating that practice allows us the opening to step into places of joy or feeling alive just a little bit more.
Uh,
Yeah.
and that that little bit of aliveness might be just enough to get us over the next challenge or the next unwanted surprise or event or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So, so this is where we are going in the podcast. Um, uh, Megan and I have written down a bunch of possible topics that we feel might be relevant. We'll see which of those we end up getting to, which are overtaken by more important topics in the moment. Who knows? We don't know.
Who knows where we'll go?
Yeah, we're just saying.
Along with you, hopefully.
Uh, the more, it's always more fun to play with more people. So,
So, as we end our time for today, we hope that our adventures have sparked something in you to keep going, especially when life can feel hard or challenging. We want to share our deep appreciation to Ginny Moorfield for ASL interpretation on video, Shane Dittmar for music, and we have inclusive formats that include the podcast, video with ASL interpretation, and written transcription. You can find more of our creative explorations at laughingtrails.com. Subscribe to our Patreon for a behind the scenes look, writing, poetry, and more. Patreon.com/laughingtrails. We have limited editing as we're still figuring things out. And why would you want to edit life out anyway? We're leaving in all of the good stuff. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
I